Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I've been wanting a Kindle for such a long time, and the Paperwhite one that I want is always out of stock on Amazon. And I recently found a similar one which is refurbished on Amazon, and I thought why not try it? And I got it last night, and it looks absolutely brand new. If you gave it to me normally and told me this was a brand new piece, I would have believed that because there is not a single scratch on this, and I got it with a heavy discount, so that is a plus point. And as soon as I placed the Kindle order, the first thing that I did was scour the internet for the Kindle Unlimited books, and I made a list of all the books that are on my radar and that are also available on Kindle Unlimited, so that I would be ready to go as soon as I got the Kindle, because as you can see, I was absolutely very excited. And I read a small little novella this morning, which is a part of the Crowns of Nyaxia series, meaning the Serpent and the Wings of the Night series. And I started reading the next book, which is Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, and it's been going good so far. Coming to the official TBR, the first series that is on my TBR is the Daughter of No World series, which is also written by Carissa Broadbent. I think all of her books are available on Kindle Unlimited, which is really good because her writing and her world building is absolutely beautiful. And if you need a fast-paced fantasy series, then she can be a go-to author. The next series that is on my TBR is the Addicted Calloway Sister series. I read the first book last year, but I never really continued it because it was such a long series and I would have to invest my time and a lot of money into that series if I was to continue it. So I put it on hold, even though I had a good time with the first book. I recently got to know that the whole series is on Kindle Unlimited, and as soon as I finish this book, I think I'm going to continue reading the Addicted Calloway Sister series. I know that it has a huge found family aspect, and I know it has a lot of drama, and it is a little bit like the Magnolia Parks and a little bit like Gossip Girl. I know that the books are a little toxic and a little too dramatic, but I think they are perfect for summer. The next two series that are on my TBR are the Dark Quest series and the Sinner Anonymous series. I know that they are pretty popular mafia dark romances. I read the Mindfuck series in the beginning of this year and I really enjoyed it. And I've seen that people who like the Mindfuck series also like these two series. So as soon as I saw that they were on Kindle Unlimited, they went on my TBR. The next three books that are on my TBR are thrillers, and I don't really know a lot about the premise of the thrillers because I like to go into thrillers blindly. And the books that are on my TBR are The Housemaid and Never Lied by Frida McFadden and The Perfect Marriage by, I don't know the author's name. And I think every single Frida McFadden book is on Kindle Unlimited. So if I like any of these two books, I will definitely go through her complete backlist because I know that The Maid was one of the most popular mystery thrillers of last year, I think. The next series on my TBR is the Improbable Meet Cute collections. They are a bunch of novellas written by some of the famous romance authors out there, and I think they would be fun to read in between other heavy books. The next series on my TBR is the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. I didn't really read anything by Lauren Asher so far. I know that she has one completed series, which is the Dreamland Billionaire series, and she also started another series. And I also heard that the Dirty Air series is also good and it is also on Kindle Unlimited. So I thought, why not start my Lauren Asher journey with the Dirty Air series? The next books slash series that are on my TBR are Behind the Net and Fake Out. These are college sports romances, and I really enjoy the icebreaker and that whole world, which is also a sports romance with a found family aspect with the whole sports team. And I heard that these books are similar to those, and I really enjoyed Icebreaker and Wildfire. So I thought, why not give these a chance too? The next book that I have on my TBR is a Mariana Zapata book, which is From Luco with Love. I think this is one of the shortest books in her collection, and there are a lot of Mariana Zapata books other than this one in the Kindle Unlimited as well. Really excited, and I am looking forward to reading all of these books on my Kindle. It's almost been a week since I started reading this book, and I was a little busy, so I couldn't read as much as I wanted to. And I just reached the 59% mark in this book, which is at page number 362. I have to say that I am a little bored by this book as of now. After I hit the 50% mark is when the pacing started to become better. But the first half of the book was very reminiscent of the first book, and it made sense that the first half of the first book was slow paced because there was a lot of world building. We are just getting to know the characters, but when we start reading the second book, we want to just get into it, and we expect it to be a little faster than before. But the first half of the second book was very slow paced, and the banter between the characters was kind of a replica of the first half of the first book, which I felt was a little bit boring. And we are getting a lot of romance and a lot of banter between the characters, conversations between the characters, and some political intrigue. But I wish we got more about the world and the magic system in the world. And when I'm reading a series, I get connected to the side characters as well as the main characters. But this series in particular is only concentrating on our two main characters, Oraya and Rain. But I wish we got a little more of the other characters in this book. I don't know how I'm going to rate this book so far, and I don't know if I want to continue the series because as of now I'm really bored. This book might redeem itself if it has good plot twists and if we include more of the other characters in this book, and if there is a lot of more intrigue, and if the pacing improves. But I don't see any signs of that so far. I didn't really have much time to read this week, but I kept carrying my Kindle everywhere, even though I knew that I was not going to read, and it was just like my emotional support item there in my bag, even though I was in other places. And it was very easy to carry compared to a book because a book is more heavier than this, especially books of this series. And I read for a few hours last night before bed with my lights turned off, and it was such a comfortable experience because I didn't have to get out of my bed to turn off the lights once again, and my hands and my shoulders were a little thankful for me because it was easier to carry this and read while on the bed. I am planning to finish this book today. Let's see how many hours I have left in this book. It is such a good feature, and it makes me so happy to tap and see how much time I have left to finish this book. And it currently says 3 hours 36 minutes, which is doable. Good evening. I just finished reading The Ashes in the Star-Cursed King a few minutes ago, and I'm gonna give it a 3.5 stars. Initially, I was set on giving it a 3 stars, but the second half of the book did redeem itself, so I'm giving it 3.5 stars. But it didn't quite reach up to the 4-star mark because the ending was a little underwhelming. It was not predictable, but it was a little underwhelming for me, and the story of these two main characters kind of does end here, and the third book is about another female main character, and I am really interested to read about the journey of that female main character. So if I am in a mood for a low effort romance fantasy book, I might pick it up. And if you are in a mood for a low effort romantasy book, I would definitely recommend the series to you. The male main character was not my favorite because I think he lacked personality. His only personality trait is loving/hating the female main character. Don't get me wrong, it is a good thing, but I expected a little bit of depth to this character than saying yes to everything the female main character says. He does have a traumatic/interesting backstory, which we almost get to know at the end of the first book. But again, in the second book, at the beginning of every part, we started getting these interludes where we go into the past of the male main character, which I thought was really repetitive, and I think they were there to create depth to the male main character, but it didn't. I felt nothing for him. But other than that, he is a good enough character. But maybe I felt he was a little underwhelming because the female main character was very well written and very well explored. I have to say that reading this book on the Kindle made it a good experience because the paperback is not really available on Amazon yet, and I didn't want to wait for a long time to read the second book. But I think I would have regretted it if I bought the physical copy because one, it is pretty rare, and two, it is also a little costly. So I think it is a fun little romance fantasy series to pick up on Kindle Unlimited, but I don't think it is worth buying the physical copy. Also, this book was almost 600 pages. and I would have been very intimidated by it if it was a physical book. And because I read it on a Kindle, I just hit the percentage / page number mark, and it made it a lot easier to read it. So those are my thoughts on this book and my experience of reading it on Kindle. I don't really have many thoughts about the Kindle itself because I just read a book and a novella on it so far. I want to read a few more books for a few more weeks before I actually make a whole review video about the Kindle. So keep an eye out for that video, and I will see you in the next one.